And one of the cartoons that was surprisingly missing, at least for me, was Bob's Burgers, because Bob's Burgers is probably one of the best shows that's come out in the past decade. Actually, it's been more than a decade now. It's one of the best shows that's been out in a long, long time, because it takes the adult animation concept and it makes it what happens if the people are kind and a family actually loves each other. And this has influenced pretty much every other show at the time. Like, Simpsons has kind of abandoned the whole jerk-ass Homer syndrome and turned more into a simplistic, more of actual caring father again, which is weird to see. But that originated in this show. So it's only fair that we rank the Bob's Burger characters according to how much we enjoy them to this day. Now, to start off with Mr. Fischoeder. I mean, he's pretty good. Like, he's very iconic in his own way. I think that Kevin Kline does a really good job of voicing him, and they have a lot of fun with it. So, yeah, I don't have any harm with putting him up there. Linda, I think, is probably one of the shining stars of the show. I feel like everyone really likes Linda. I feel like John, who does the voice, I can't remember his name, does a really good job of her and gives her so much love and affection and really makes her eccentric but relatable and also understandable at the same time. I don't know anyone who has a problem with Linda Belcher. So Felix, the health inspector, I'm going to say probably in the good tier as well. I don't think has quite as much... Wait, is it Felix? No. No, Felix is the brother. Ah, crap. Anyways, the health inspector definitely has that character of being a great foil to Bob. I feel like they do a really good job of presenting him in a unique and interesting way. So I feel like he serves a really good point in the show. Is he my favorite character of the series? No. Funny enough, I can't remember Ron's name. Ron is kind of in the same realm. They do play off each other really well. You can tell that he's the one who cares a little bit more about the situation. So for that element, I feel like it's fair to have them at the same point. Jimmy Jr., the object of Tina's affection. I've never been a huge Jimmy Jr. fan. I feel like he serves a purpose in the show. Tina also isn't my favorite character. I feel like she's very iconic and very, very specific in the demographic that they go for with her. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that Tina is a great character. Not my favorite, but Jimmy Jr. in the whole is just not great in my opinion. Gail, I feel the same way about. When it's a Gail-heavy episode, normally I'm not super excited for that fact. I don't think there's anything wrong with the character themselves. I just think that it's one of the characters that can get annoying really, really quickly. So, yeah, not bad. Not great, but not bad by any means. All right, now let's talk about Felix Fischoeder. Probably, again, one of my lesser favorite characters. Not to the point of hate. I don't know if I hate any of these characters. I mean, you kind of do, just because they get under your skin a little bit. This show's all about being nice, so you have to have people who aren't nice in order to really contrast the people who are nice. And it ends up being just about big situations, and yeah, for what it is, it's fine. Dr. Yap. I don't really have any major opinions about Dr. Yap. I definitely think they're probably of the weaker bunch. I would put them lower. I don't feel like they serve much character overall. It's kind of surprising that they're on the list and some other ones aren't. But yeah, for what it is, it's there. It's interesting. So good on you. Teddy. Teddy is very lovable. Teddy is very funny. Is Teddy annoying? Yes, but you can kind of tell that he just really wants to be a friend. He just really wants to be a good person. And it's sweet and it's cute and we love Teddy. We stand Teddy here. So, is Teddy as iconic as Linda? I'm going to say no. But in terms of how they work in the show, very good. To contrast something with Mort, sorry, I had a minor technical malfunction there. I hope it's cleared up. But Mort, how do we feel about Mort? Mort's kind of in the okay realm as well. He doesn't really have a strong character, as opposed to a lot of the other ones. Like, even the mailman comes in and has more character than he does. And that's not a bad thing. That's not shade to any of the things that Mort does. It's just that Mort doesn't do much in the series. He doesn't play a strong role. He doesn't serve as a strong foil. He's just kind of there. He's there when he's needed. And that's, He kind of served a point as a joke in the first episode, and since then hasn't really done much. So nothing wrong with him, just not someone that I'm going to actively seek out and be like, oh yeah, this is one of the best characters of any anime series ever. Tina, as much as I don't think Tina's my favorite, you can't deny she is a great character. Very funny. I love how they originally cast him as it was supposed to be a boy, and then they just decided to make Tina a girl, but then kept them exactly the same, with the same male voice actor, which I think is hilarious. And it works. Tina works really well. Tina's a great character. Everyone loves Tina. Marshmallow. I mean, doesn't really have any point in the show, but is great in terms of, like, they are iconic because everyone knows who they are for some reason, even if the only response to them is, oh, hey, Marshmallow, which is fine. It's funny. It's cute. Marshmallow serves a good point. There is the theory that Marshmallow is a trans character, which I like to support and think that just Bob is a huge ally in that way because it fits. It fits with the character. It fits with the show. Fits with the theme. It's good. All right, this one's going to be a little contentious, but Gene is probably my least favorite Belcher. I would put him in the second tier only because, when it's a Gene story, I'm not as invested. Just straight out the gate, I'm not going to be there as strongly as for the rest of them. But does that make Gene a bad character? Absolutely not. So, yeah. I mean, still great. Still great. I will take Gene over any Simpsons or Family Guy character, so we'll go with that. Gretchen. Is Gretchen a great character? Not necessarily. But, she at least has a really good presence on the show. She's very funny. She brings conflict, a lot of conflict frequently, so that's a good thing to have. Really having that energy in there really helps to kind of establish them as, a very positive and interesting force in the show itself. Bob. Well, it's called Bob's Burgers. Is he as iconic as Linda? No, but he's still at the top. Am I being mean to Gene? I think I'm being a bit too mean to Gene. Let's just keep him under Teddy there. Yeah, that works. Mickey, the Carney. Funny. Funny. They don't use him a lot. He doesn't have a huge presence in the show. But for when he is there, I think that he is very funny. And they do a good job. So, Jimmy Pesto, the right way. Oh, man. I can't believe that he's a part of the January 6th things. I feel like in the show, I didn't like Jimmy Pesto. Knowing this as a person, I really don't like Jimmy Pesto. But yeah, whatever. It's fine. He's there. Zeke. Do I like Zeke? Zach? No, Zeke. Not bad. I would kind of keep him on the same line as Jimmy Jr. But just below. Because he doesn't have quite as much of an interesting presence overall. So, keeping them there. The twins, Ollie and... I mean, they're funny. They serve a purpose. Are they annoying? Yes, they are annoying. It is kind of a problem. But overall, not a bad thing to have in the show. You want them to have that ability to create and do things. Now, how do people feel about Jocelyn? I feel like Jocelyn is fine. Kind of another one that's just kind of okay. Not a strong presence, certainly not as strong a presence as Tammy, who I feel like does a much better job of being the foil. So I'm okay with that being in that realm. I'm noticing there is a big divide between... Okay, I'm going to have to rethink this in a second. But Louise, probably my second favorite after Linda. I feel like Kristen Schaal does such a good job on any animated character she goes with. I feel like it's usually pretty good. How am I feeling about this? I feel like if I'm going to do this, I feel like these two need to be pulled up. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think he would go around here because he doesn't do a lot, but when he's present in the show, you usually appreciate it. The teacher obviously does a really good job of being a foil to Louise, and I feel like by that, well, you know what, if we're talking about foils, then it has to be there as well. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Oh god, I hate to say it. I think Gale goes up too. Even though they're not my favorite. Alright, the paint store people. I don't feel like they add much to the show. They're just kind of crotchety for no reason. But I will say regular size Rudy. is quite funny. They do a good job of setting him up, and anytime he's in an episode, you know it's going to be a cute one at the very least. So, yeah, this is how I feel about. What do you think? I'm curious to know what your opinions are, and feel free to let me know.